Facebook rang the NASDAQ opening bell this morning, signaling the company's stock market debut. Mitt Romney reveals his first general election ad, stating what he plans to do on his first day in office. And the G8 summit this weekend will be the largest world leader gathering at Camp David, coming up on IB Times TV. Facebook Inc. made a market splash on Friday as its executives, including CEO Mark Zuckerberg, rang the opening bell at the NASDAQ, officially signaling the beginning of a day's trade and the company's debut on the stock market. Facebook shares began trading at around 11 a.m., and the company is set to become the first U.S. company worth more than $100 billion at its debut. The bell was rung remotely by Zuckerberg and his executives from their California headquarters. This week, Facebook increased the size of its initial public offering by almost 25% to 421 million shares, or a 15% stake in the company, a day after hiking its target price range about 14%. Facebook fetched $42 at the opening of trade, up from the firm's $38 offering price. Zuckerberg took a minute to thank his employees and supporter. Here's what he had to say.
Right now, this all seems like a big deal. Going public is an important milestone in our history. But here's the thing. Our mission isn't to be a public company. Our mission is to make the world more open and connected. In the past 8 years, all of you out there have built the largest community in the history of the world. You've done amazing things that we never would have dreamed of. And I can't wait to see what you guys all do going forward.
Day one. President Romney immediately approves the Keystone Pipeline, creating...
The Romney campaign unleashed its first official ad of the general election Friday morning, in which the presumed Republican nominee promises to make changes to Obama's policies during his first day in office. Day one is a 30-second spot set to air in battleground states and was emailed to supporters. It's positive, as Romney promised it would be, but it still takes subtle digs at the president. Take a listen.
What would a Romney presidency be like? Day one. President Romney immediately approves the Keystone Pipeline, creating thousands of jobs that Obama blocked. President Romney introduces tax cuts and reforms that reward job creators, not punish them. President Romney issues order to begin replacing Obamacare with common-sense health care reform. That's what a Romney presidency will be like.
The former Massachusetts governor talked about the upcoming commercial on Thursday, saying it would be, quote, a positive ad on what I would do if I were president, in contrast to what he called the character assassination by the Obama campaign earlier this week. Romney was referring to a commercial and website launched by the Obama campaign on Monday, which accuses Romney of being a greedy, cold-hearted CEO of Bain Capital who destroyed hundreds of jobs and cheated workers out of benefits just to make a profit. The ad focuses on GST, a steel mill bought by Bain in the 90s and went bankrupt in 2002. One former steel worker who was laid off describes Romney as a vampire.
They made as much money off it as they could, and they closed it down. They filed for bankruptcy without any concern for the families or the communities.
It was like a vampire. They came in and sucked the life out of us.
Obama deputy campaign manager Stephanie Cutter clarified in a conference call Monday that they weren't attacking private equity as an industry, but were accusing Romney of learning values that would, quote, be a disaster to the middle class. The most controversial ad of the week, however, may be one that never aired at all. A New York Times story that blew up in the news cycle Thursday reported that a group of wealthy Republicans were proposing to pour millions of dollars through a super PAC and into an ad campaign that brought up old ghosts from 2008. The proposal, called the Defeat of Barack Hussein Obama, would bring up the president's relationship with the controversial Reverend Jeremiah Wright, something Senator John McCain shied away from doing when he was running for president. The ad would, strangely, also try to depict Obama as, quote, a black metrosexual Abraham Lincoln. Joe Ricketts, the man who would have financed the ad, denied having any part in it after the story came out. Romney also said he disapproved of the strategy. This is Sarah Dover for the International Business Times.
This weekend will be the meeting of the heads of the richest industrialized countries in the G8 summit. The unofficial annual forum includes leaders from Canada, the European Commission, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, Russia, the United Kingdom and the United States. The event will take place at Camp David, Maryland. It is a peaceful, tranquil place in contrast to the heavy global issues that will be discussed. The event will take place over 2 to 3 days and is aimed to resolve issues, differences and reach difficult economic decisions decisions. The event has caused widespread debates, protests and demonstrations. One of the top priorities is, of course, keeping the world leaders safe with high security measures taking place. Iran and its refusal to abandon its program to produce nuclear weapons will be one of the issues discussed. In addition, the group of 8 leaders will focus on economic issues, global oil markets, energy and climate concerns. Another key point of discussion will be the Eurozone and how to rebuild economic stability by creating budget cuts to relieve the economic crisis. President Barack Obama has visited Camp David 22 times. Sally Turner, IB Times TV.